Hello, my name is Sigita Babarskaite and I'm the head of marketing and communications for Hansab Group. Today I'm here in Apollo bookstore, located in Tallinn, Estonia. Apollo Group is the biggest entertainment provider in Estonia. And today I'm here with Lauri Ojamets, who is the head of product development in Apollo Digital. So Lauri, thank you for taking the time today to speak about the adoption of cash automation. So could you tell me a little bit more about Apollo and the sectors that you operate in?
As you already told, Apollo Group is one of the biggest entertainment groups in Estonia and also in the whole Baltic region. In Apollo Group we have many different businesses. We have a bookstore, as we are in one right now. We have cinemas, we also have film production, film distribution, different restaurants, fast food chain, sports bar, etc. So we cover a vast range of different entertainment points.
Okay, great. Could you tell me how does the cash automation fit in the overall strategy of your business?
To speak about cash automation, we mainly need to talk about self-service kiosks. And Apollo Group many years ago already decided to move towards self-service environment, and a big part of that is actually cash automation.
So when we speak about Estonia, I dare to say that Estonia is a very digital country, right? And if we compare to the rest of the Europe, Middle East, Africa, the use of cash is significantly lower. However, during the pandemic, there might have been a change. Can you describe, has it also influenced Apollo as well?
Yeah, well, the pandemic itself has affected us a lot. Regarding cash usage in Estonia, yes, it is significantly lower than in maybe more towards Central Europe. So Apollo Group also does business in neighboring countries, Latvia, Lithuania, and the cash usage there is a lot higher, I would say.
But has the pandemic influenced in a way that people are now more using cash or have been in the past year?
In Estonia at least, it's rather the opposite. I would say that also the government and all the other industries are suggesting people to use rather these contactless payment methods, but the cash hasn't gone anywhere. So it's still a big part of daily revenue.
And so we spoke a lot about automation and how important it is for Apollo. And how does cash automation come to play? And how did you decide to integrate it? And we have self-service machines. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, Apollo had the idea to move towards a more self-service environment. For doing that in a very comprehensive way, you need to provide possibility for the customers to pay in whatever situation or in whatever means they want to. We did have already a lot of self-service kiosks in different businesses, but after introducing cash automation, we were able to take out almost 76% of the cash flow from the regular POSs. So that's a huge factor, and it also allowed us to quite significantly raise the revenue per FTE, like a full-time employee. So after introducing this cash automation and this self-service environment, Apollo Group has gotten even better revenues.
All right, but my question then is, what was the trigger that made you look into cash automation options, and how did it end up with Hansab and Glory?
the main trigger was to give for the customers the best self-service environment possible. We were looking for different cash automation options, and then when we wound up in Hansab's showroom, I would say some 5-6 years ago, then we saw the Glory machine, and it was a CI10, if I remember correctly at that time. After having a brief introduction to this machine, I think the same day we made the first order for 6 of them. So we were sold right there and then.
So that's great. It seems that Apollo Group has very fast decision-making process, which also corresponds with your automation strategy. And could you tell me then, you got the 6 machines, the 6 CI10, and what were the main maybe obstacles at the beginning with your people or employees using them? Were there any, or did it go like smoothly right away?
It was quite smooth process. At first, the integration and the development side of this, it took a bit time, but during that time we already prepared our own staff and also started to train the customers to use more self-service. So I would say all in all, having this good service partner Hansab by our side and supporting us through all of these obstacles, or I would not even say obstacles, it was quite a smooth process.
So Lauri, what alternatives did you use before you started automating the cash?
Cash automation, we didn't have any alternatives, so we were solely depending on the regular POSs. So we started from zero with Glory.
All right, so that's a good place to start. Could you share any positive feedback, both from your employees or even from the visitors of the stores or the cinemas, about the automation?
One thing that I could possibly point out is that the staff made less errors, or there were less errors in the cash exchange after introducing the cash automation, because the machines they make less mistakes than people, unfortunately. So in that sense, the staff felt that if they don't need to deal that much with the actual cash, then it sort of took a little bit pressure off of them.
Of course, we also spoke with a hospital here in Estonia, and they said that people just became much more relaxed by not having to deal with it manually. So in that case, I agree. Also, just a funny question, did you hear about Glory before you started looking into the subject?
Actually, no. Yeah, the first we heard about it was in this Hansab showroom that we talked about earlier.
I see. Thank you. And then, how long have you had the systems up and running already? So 6 or 5 years?
5 to 6 years ago, we saw this possibility to integrate these. So I would say up and running, we've been around 4 to 5 years.
And can you comment how this cash automation, Glory's cash automation, helped you achieve your business goals better?
In one, let's say, mid-size cinema case, where we only introduced 2 Glory machines, we had the fleet of 15 self-service kiosks. 2 of them were with Glory machines. There we had the change from cash flow from regular POS to self-service with 60 or 76%. So that was a huge cut down from regular POS cash exchange. And also, yeah, the other thing is that by introducing this cash automation to also these self-service kiosks, we were able to raise the revenue per an employee. So that definitely had a very positive effect.
If you had to recommend it to your business partner or a friend, what would be the single reason or the best reason to implement cash automation, in your opinion?
I think the best part of it is that you can provide actually the full range of self-service kiosk. By cash automation, you actually close the whole circle in this self-service environment. Usually self-services have all the card payments and other types of payments already included by default. Cash automation is something that's maybe missing. So if it's not there, you haven't closed the full circle of self-service, in my opinion.
So when it comes to self-service and the cash automation, so you have them, which kind of concepts? Or you have a bookstore, you also have the cinemas. Where do you have them?
We have them in cinemas, in bookstores at the moment, and we are heavily moving towards restaurant environment in those cash automation deployments. So very soon, I hope we will have the new Glory CI15 machines available in our KFC restaurants, hopefully also in Vapiano restaurants, and not only in Estonia, but also in Latvia, Lithuania and Finland.
Oh, great. And what was the reason for you choosing to add the self-service cash automation concept in the food facilities as well?
I would say that the reason is pretty much the same. It provides the possibility for the staff first not to deal with cash that much. Also the possibility for the customer to have this option to have cash payment in self-service. So this is the very, let's say, this is the primary reason for that.
Great. And so speaking about Apollo, what's next?
Regarding cash automation, I would say next steps are the restaurants, and we are really hopeful that this new cash automation, Cash Infinity CI15 is exactly the thing that we need for fast food chains, where you have a small area of floor space to put those machines up. So we are looking into the future regarding this. So
Glory is a Japanese company, and I'm sure which you know of. And could you share your experience with Glory throughout this time?
Well, I have had the option to visit actually Glory in Japan and see their different manufacturing lines. And what I saw there it was mind-blowing to me, coming from here, going there, and see these big-scale operations done in such pristine quality assurance, etc. So that was a very positive thing to see. And that gave me even more trust in this product and understanding why this product actually is so refined, I would say.
Thank you, Lauri, for sharing your cash automation story in Apollo. And thank you all of the viewers who spent the time watching us today. And we're excited to see what the future brings and what else we can do with technology and automation. Thank you.